You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Matrix. The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window, or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
Today's date is February the 15th, 2024. My name's Christopher James. It's an honor, it's a pleasure, and more importantly, it is my duty to be before my fellow man worldwide here this evening and bringing truths forward and, more importantly, the solution. Tonight, I got a couple of incredible videos. There's actually going to be a 4-part short series of FLFE that I did just before Christmas time with the founders Clayton and Jeffrey. Incredible people over there. And I wanted to drill down on it more because I get a lot of emails. People, they go there and they're still not quite sure they understand how the technology works. So I drilled down on it with them with 4 beautiful short little videos. So I'm going to play 2 of them, 2 parts, 1 and 2, tonight at the end of this first half. And then the rest you can go and see online on my platforms, Rumble, BitChute, and Brighteon. Okay? Terrific. So let's get into this. First and foremost, I got to say a huge thank you to everybody that supported me since last Thursday again and Interact. Bruce Gilbert, Marion Gervais, Michael Keller, Robert Marshall. God bless all of you. You're incredible people. On the Clodal Silver side, I had 2 orders from Maria Rice. God bless you, Maria. I was glad. And thank you so much, Elizabeth, for getting that down to her in Windsor so she didn't have to come. And also Sean Jones. And on PayPal, John Bowden. John, you've been there with me for a very long time. God bless you. Thank you so much for all your love and support. And Rowan Lyle, you've also been with me a long time. Thank you so much. God bless both of you. And Robert Gaffney. I believe Robert's new. So thank you, Robert, so much for your support. And I got to send out a quick congrats to Holly. Those of you that may remember Holly, I went down to Ottawa with her and the fire chief. She was a past firefighter, also a medic in the military. She got kicked out of the military because she wouldn't consent to the jabs and that. Well, I'm very happy and proud to say that she had a baby girl the other day. Daphne came into the world, so congratulations, Holly and Eddie. God bless you at the start of a wonderful family. Beautiful baby. Big girl, too. 7 pounds or something, I think she was. Or was it 17? No, it was 7 pounds, I think. Anyways, beautiful daughter. God bless both of you. And I also got to give a huge thank out to everyone as well for Masterpiece. You've been doing an absolutely exceptional job with Masterpiece right now. We are so happy with how this is working out, and there's an enormous amount of information that's still coming forward. Again, you can go to bit.ly/AWC Masterpiece. You simply sign up there. Once you sign up there, you'll be given an affiliate link, and then anyone that can also buy through as well. But for me, if you buy through the bit.ly AWC masterpiece. It helps support me in all my efforts. And all I can tell you is that this has been a gift from God for this world. It's been a gift to me as well to help me out financially, because as everyone knows, I don't ask for any money. I don't want to ask for any money. I don't want donations. I want to just get into that damn courthouse and get the work done that I've got to do. I got over $1 billion in claims to nail these people, going back to my father being murdered with the Sarah Lee Fuller Brush pension case. And then there's a plethora of other cases as well that I'm involved in. But that is my first and foremost. Once I get into the courthouse after the COVID-19 lie is routed out and the warrants go out for Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford, Theresa Tam, and all these other maggots that are acting for these service corporations right around our world. And let that be the moment that there's going to be a light for the rest of the world to follow. Because there are a lot of, how should we say, court actions. This is everything I told everyone about 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, that I did not want to see happen. The society that we don't belong to, what was part of the major blocking of the truth coming into the courts, sat back and got paid by the government. And now these little maggots are coming out into the light, and they're filing these lawsuits, these class action lawsuits, and everyone's going, oh, finally we're getting the justice. No, you're not. Okay? Is there anything to do with that Justin Trudeau is going to be looking at being charged with treason and that prick's going to swing from a rope? Nope. And that's what needs to happen. These people have murdered and continue to murder. This is what people got to get in their heads. It's not over. All these injections are in all our friends and our families. It's a time bomb. It's only a matter of time before they die sooner than they're supposed to. Okay? And you must remember that. This genocide that's occurring in this country came right from these people operating at these service corporations, masking as government, right? And these bar members, these maggots that wear the black robes, are also responsible for blocking this truth. They have condoned the genocide. They have stolen, trespassed, taken people's property, their children from them, split them up throughout the COVID thing, and enforcing, in a lot of cases, the injections on those children because the mother or the father was completely ignorant to it and one of the parents was awake, right? We cannot forget what they have done to all of us here. And that's the part that just irks me with these maggots, these law, people. This is the problem, right? People who are ignorant, and there's a lot of them out there, when they see this on the news, they've been going, oh, finally, we're going to start to see some justice or whatever. No, you're not. It's this. You're going to see massive amounts of money. Let me just show you, for example, here. Okay? Before I get into it, I'll show it at the end. I'll go back to it here. I always do things on the fly here, right? So let me just put this up here. Okay, I just want to show you this is the kind of also crap that's going on now. Okay, it's absolutely sickening. Makers of COVID-19 protective equipment seek over $5 billion in damages from Ottawa. Wow, what a shit show this is turning out to be, right? Canadian manufacturers of masks and other equipments for protecting against COVID-19, which you're not doing, okay, good luck on proving that in court, are seeking more than $5 billion in damages from the federal government, saying Ottawa misled them about buying, helping sell their products. Aw, you poor babies. Poor babies. You didn't sell your fraudulent equipment, and now you're going after another bigger fraud called the Canadian government, right? That's what I'm saying, people. You've got to wake up to what is going on, because it's absolutely sickening, and that's what, like I say, really gets under my skin with the bar now. People are starting to see that these lawsuits are festering and these things are starting to go on around the world, and everyone thinks, oh, finally, we're going to turn this ship around. No, you're not. Okay? These people are going to drop the shoe like that when it gets too close to them, right? And it's getting very close to them. The financial side is being destroyed. All the banks, a lot of banks are shutting down in the U.S. and in Canada over this next year. They are so underwater. They've been bankrupt their whole lives, right? Because they print money out of thin air. Nothing is backed by these mortgages or these loans, what they give, right? You need to understand the depths of this destruction that is before us. The supply chains have been compromised worldwide. This all began 2-3 years ago, right? And it is coming to a head. So do not look to these liars, these lawyers, the society that is part of this criminal organization, that as if they are actually going to do something to hold anybody accountable. Make no doubt, the evil in this world only understands one thing, and that's the barrel of a gun. Don't ever forget that. And that's what it's going to be required worldwide, everybody, to get off their knees or whatever and get on their back of their legs and go after these people. And this is the military and the police that have got to do it. We have to understand, too, that the highest ranks of the military, they're all compromised. I showed you that there the other night, what they did when these generals that got put in by Justin Trudeau placed in that position, and they wouldn't go along with the injections. They all got tossed out, and they got sexual harassment suits thrown against all of them. Nobody is holding any of these people accountable. And I had to laugh. you know, this week another came through the Epoch News from the RCMP, right? One of their members or whatever was caught, you know, dealing with a foreign entity or whatever. And it says at the bottom of the article, the RCMP's here to protect and serve the people of this country. Bullshit. Okay? The RCMP is one of the most corrupt organizations in the world. All right? Are there some good people in it? Yeah, there's probably a few of them that are left, but the real good ones we've seen over the last 4 years, they've left or they've been pushed out. Right? And these jokers that are running it now, these people are clueless. They're corrupt to the core. They lack the most basic common understanding of the lies that are going on. They couldn't manage a lemonade stand as far as I'm concerned. And that's why what we need to see happen in this world has to be a worldwide revolt, okay, with an action, a powerful action. And that's why that courthouse is the key for all of us, because in one fell swoop, we can educate people between the difference between legal and lawful. We can show people what a man or woman does to move their claim, not some sissy complaint that the bar does against another man or woman. And then we can show people how we are the ones that are in control. We are the ones that are sovereign. When we enter that public courthouse, everybody in that courthouse is to serve we the people. And they're supposed to seat a jury like lightning and move our courts like lightning through that courthouse. That's what is required. And this is what must happen worldwide. And you're seeing the bars popping up all over the world doing their things. And we're going to get into some videos tonight. We're going to show you what France is doing to everybody now, right? It's only a matter of time, people. Before I forget, I better jump onto this one as well. Robbie Cressman had his training last weekend. It was wonderful to see everybody out there. Thank you so much for coming out and taking the time to learn and educate yourself how to protect yourself. Robbie's got a final of the 2-week back-to-back. It's at surrounding discrete weapons of opportunity. Again, they're going to teach you whether it's spontaneous residence in an environment or having your person, keys, pens. I'll have to teach Robbie about the word person. We're going to talk about the law stuff. Pens, jackets, belt, cords, canes. He's going to teach everybody how you can use those to help defend yourself in various different types of situations. Okay, so this is this Saturday, February the 17th at Teen Ranch, 2060 82 Huron Street, Caledon, and from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., $130. It's the best money you can spend, I'm telling you, cash. You can reach out to Robbie at tier1consult@protonmail.com. And I am going to be there this weekend again. I only managed to get there for half of the visit there last weekend, but it was well worth it. It was great to see Robbie. Okay, let me see what else I got to just drop on here. Done the Holly. Oh, and I want to thank everybody. It's still very upsetting to me, but for some reason, I don't know what's wrong, but can't raise the money for David Hawkins. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm just going to end up paying for this thing myself at the end of the day, I think. We've only raised $2,340 for all the incredible work that this man did. There's David, God rest his soul. There's his son, Matthew. Wonderful man, too, under enormous pressure and stress of everything that's gone on the last 6 months. He's in a very difficult financial situation, right? I don't want to be sounding like the guy that's always out here. Oh, Chris is always out here asking for money. No, I'm not asking for money for me. If you can afford $5, $10 or whatever for all the millions of people that David was helping and doing his best work for, we got $2,340. Are you kidding me? 31 donations? God bless all of you that have given to it. But those of you that may be hearing this for the first time, can you please reach back, go to GoFundMe, look for David Charles Hawkins, and please support him. We're trying to bury him. Okay, they don't have the money to even bury him. That's how poor they were. David was poor too, and yet he gave everything he could, 14 hours a day, to save this world. Never forget that. Love you, David. Still gets me. Still gets me what they did to him. Anyways. Oh, and I just want to give another one up here. For Decorum, if you're looking for windows or doors, these are the great people that went out and they did that incredible work for Eddie and his mother when they had the RC or the Halton Regional Police kicked in their door. They went out there, they replaced their windows and doors, multiple of them for free at no charge. These are great people. They came out and they did my window for me or whatever. They didn't want any money, but I paid them. I think they gave it all back in donations, but they are great people. And I'm a real stickler for detail. I'm a very clean freak when I was doing general contract and I couldn't stand when my sub-trades came in. And these guys are just wonderful to deal with. So please give them a call if you're looking for any windows or doors. They, as far as I'm concerned, they're one of the best teams that are out there today. Okay? All right, good. So we've got that done. I think I've got everyone covered there. Okay, I'm going to start off something with myself, if everyone doesn't mind. This is what happened to me, and I'm going to be able to give you a bit of a knowledge that I learned as well surrounding this. Last Tuesday, I woke up with a horrific boil, I guess you could say, on the back of my head here. And it was really, really sore. And I usually, I used to have a real problem with acne back in the day because I'm a hairy guy. And it was always the hairs that seemed to get agitated and that would, cause this acne that I had. Anyways, a long story short, last Tuesday I woke up and I had some discomfort on my head, and I reached up and I had this large, big, looked like a pimple or a boil that was forming. And I figured, it must be from an ingrown hair, but it happened awfully quickly. Well, within a couple of days, it really ballooned up. And what I'm going to do here is if everyone doesn't mind, I'm just going to do a share screen here. And I'm going to show everybody some pictures here so you can just see what happened. I'll walk you through it. I'm feeling fantastic today. So this is what I woke up to. That little brown you see there at the bottom there, that's not dirt. That's some cannabis oil. I'd put it on at the night to ease the pain later on that day. But I just wanted to choreograph this as I work through the process here. So that was the first day that I had it. I had 3 great women that came out to help me. Nikki, Brenda, and then Malini knocked it home today for me. God bless all of you reaching out to help me with this. So Nikki came out. This is called the ring of, I forget what she called it, a ring of whatever, but using acupuncture, it forces the blood up into that area. And then what she used on me, it was these suction cups. And I'll tell you, it hurt like a mother, what, when she was doing that to me. But it drew it all up in the back of my head. I don't know where this thing came from. It was really nasty, and it was solid. She was concerned because it didn't have a head on it, pus or anything. So, again, she had started, you can see the needle she put in there, and when we take them out, nothing would come out of it. I'm probably going to have to talk to Nikki about this because, it's also a mathematical equation. The needles that she was using, these things, they're small, okay? They're very, very small. So when you take those out and you've got a large, whether it was a mass, what we were looking at that was underneath it, when she's putting this suction cup on it, right? It was like trying to pull a basketball through a garden hose, basically, right? And I really felt like my brain was being sucked out of my head. And just to show you what this was doing to me, this was causing me enormous pain by Saturday and my Friday, I guess you could say, in my eye. My eye was having pain and down my ear. So it was very, very serious. I was in an enormous amount of discomfort. And I've had this in the past, and I've got these little tiny needles. I was always able to break something, drain it out, move on with my colloidal silver, whatever I was going to do. This time I couldn't break it. The needles went into it. I take it out, and there's nothing was coming out of it. So I was a little bit concerned about it. So as we move through it, don't mind that little bit. That's after the cupping or whatever. You saw a little bit of blood came out, but that there was no pus or anything. So this is what I went and got. This is, God bless Dr. Robert.Ypoung. This was Redmond clay. It's Bentonite clay. The one that he has is terra firma on his website, but it was like, $43, which I was fine to pay, but then they wanted $34 in shipping, and that was all US, and I'm like, But he said to me, he says, Chris, the what's it called again? Bentonite. That's what this is here, right? I got this at Goodness Me. He says, you can put that on, Chris, and he says, that'll help draw it out. And this is what he talked about in the videos I did with them with the mammals that have, any type of toxicity in the water, whatever. They've got these clay beds that they go and they lie in, and they get naturally detoxified from it. So I put a little bit more than I had to on, but this thing was really paining me. And I did it twice that night. Well, it came out really good the next day. Look at that. It went right down, but I still had this mass in me today. So I went back to Malini today, God bless her, and to Malini, I love you to death, Malini. She got it done for me. She put a little anesthesia on it, and she was able to get, and it was I was at the point I was just going to get a 3-inch nail out of my garage there, a finish nail or whatever, and put it in because I was getting nowhere with it. I was in so much pain. So today she managed to break it and open it up, and we got a lot of stuff out of it, which was fantastic. I have to tell you a funny story because she was thinking for a second, she said she didn't sleep the night before when I first told her about it, and that was on Tuesday, and then or Tuesday I told her about it. So today I went out and actually had it done today at 11 o'clock, and I'll tell you, it was just fantastic what she did for me. I'm so grateful. But she was telling me, she says, Chris, I didn't sleep the whole night before. I was really concerned about it, and she's well awake to all these things that are going. She says, I was a little concerned a worm was going to come flying out at me or something, right? So it was, we're all seeing that stuff. It's nothing to laugh at, but it was funny. I came home today, and this is what was in my inbox. Okay, so that's a grasshopper there, and what you're seeing there is that's known as a horsehair worm. So these parasites, they get inside the grasshoppers, and then what they eventually do, they grow and they eat them all out from the inside. They eat everything up inside of them. They kill them, obviously, and then they come out of them, right? So I'm just glad that nothing like that came out of my head or whatever. But all I can tell everybody right now is that I feel absolutely fantastic. Like I said, this bump, oh, you have no idea the pain that I was dealing with. It was, and I'm not a wimp, okay, trust me, I'm not a wimp, but it was really, really bad. I couldn't even move my head, and it was like boom, boom. So thank you so much, everybody. Brenda, Nikki, and Malini, you're a godsend, all three of you, for stepping up to help me out. I couldn't be more grateful for everything you did for me today. And I feel fantastic, okay? I just feel fantastic. Having said that, the other thing I wanted to quickly touch on, I meant to show when I was showing the Masterpiece site. This is the Masterpiece that everyone takes, 5 drops twice a day, but they've also got this other incredible product, which is Master Restore. So this works on inside the cell, this works on outside of the cell, and they're both set up to draw heavily on all the metals, toxins, and get them out of your body. So I've started using that as well too. Like I said, I really do feel like I'm 30 years old again from everything I've been doing the last 3 months. Last week I didn't feel too great, but brought back memories of the problems I used to have back in the day. So again, thank you everybody so much for it. Let's get into this now. I've only got a few short videos here that we're going to play. But in keeping with the theme of insanity, this is a short clip. This is a police officer, and I use that term loosely. These morons, this corrupt SOB, this guy should have been taken out, and he should have been hung or locked away for the rest of his life for what he did. You're going to bear witness here to a man that was originally arrested for supposedly taking someone's car. This is the back half of it that I've kept. They show you, they pat him all down out in the middle of the road. He has nothing on him. They can see that or whatever. Then they're all talking around and say, well, we're going to handcuff you now, put you back in the thing. So he says, fine. They handcuff him, and then they put him in the back of the police car. And then what happens? Well, this cop, this moron, is walking back towards the police car, and you listen for yourselves. He says he heard a gun go off inside the car. This is what he says. And then he unloads his entire clip. He goes running like a little baby. Wah, shots fired, shots fired. There were no shots fired. And then he tried to use, it must have been an acorn that fell out of the tree that landed on the hood of his car. Are you effing kidding me? Does anybody know what a gunshot sounds like? It's not quiet. And you would know damn well better if it was a gunshot. And if it was a gunshot coming from this man that was in the back seat of this car with the tinted windows that they had, mind you, don't you think if he was shooting at something, it would have broke the glass, right? Anyways, have a listen to this, and you'll hear for yourself the ridiculous. Oh, and then he's got his partner, right, that's out there. She's actually talking to the woman that was saying that this guy stole the car from her or whatever. So as soon as he shells shots fired, she's like, what, where? She didn't hear anything. She unloads her clip as well into the back seat of this car with that guy that's there. Thank God he didn't die. Watch this. So the guy's in the back seat of the car already. Watch this.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! You know. I'm hit!
He's hit. The prick must have shot himself.
I'm in the car! I was shot through the car! Oh! I'm good.
Now he's good. Look at him. You want to see a corrupt cop? This guy should be the poster boy for all corrupt thugs to call themselves law enforcement.
I don't know. I might have hit my vest.
Yeah. He shot his own vest probably. Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Right there. Dude, am I hit?
Look at all these cops. I'm telling you, people. Anyways, the other longer clip, you can find it online. The great guy at Flicks or High Flicks or whatever on BitChute and all the platforms. He's great. He showed the whole video. It was like 12 minutes long or something. And what happens is then you see the female cop's on, and she comes around, she empties her clip into the car as well. That guy wasn't hit. What a moron. And through the grace of God, that guy wasn't killed in the back of that seat, right? Unbelievable. Then they still took him downtown. They still interrogated him, and then they said, oh, you're free to go. No charges against you, right? And supposedly this guy, they did a police investigation, and they really found, you know, he might have stepped out of line a little bit, but under the circumstances, out of his stuff that he pulled out of his arse, right, on the spot or whatever. Have you ever seen such ridiculousness in your life? I'm shot, guns fired, shots fired. You didn't hear anything, and he's rolling around like a little baby, right, on the lawn. Absolutely pathetic. That's what law enforcement, it's not law enforcement, it's policy enforcement, is today. Do not kid yourself. So anyways, thank God that man's okay. I hope he goes back and he sues their asses off. But anyways, what I want to touch on is that man, he's been let go from the police department. He didn't get charged with anything. He's not being brought. That's attempted murder. Him and that other dumb broad that was acting as a police officer as well. They both should have been brought up on charges. They both should be looking at 25 years in jail for doing that to the people. Protecting and serving? They didn't serve anybody, right? So let's keep going with liars, shall we? This will upset you as well.
You've been such an ardent supporter of Ukraine, but there's been a lot of controversy surrounding President Zelensky's visit here, and now we've heard Vladimir Putin use some of that embarrassment in an interview with Tucker Carlson. How does it feel to know that that visit and your office's role in inviting a former Nazi to a reception is creating hardship for an ally?
Vladimir Putin chose to invade a neighboring sovereign country, violating the rights, the sovereignty, the territorial integrity of Ukraine, and violating the rules-based order that underpins the safety, the security of all of us living in democracy, in free democracies around the world. He will, of course, use whatever propaganda he can engage in, but I can tell you, Canadians will not be fooled. Canada stands with Ukraine, not just because we are friends to Ukraine, but because the rules-based order and the system of laws and the UN Charter protect all of us, not just Ukrainians. So we will continue to be there with Ukraine for as much as it takes, for as long as it takes. Unfortunately, we see the lengths to which Russian propaganda will go to try and impact public opinion, to try and twist things the way we want.
That maggot today, right? Lies, as we all know. And I'll just say this before I play the next video. Today, there was a tweet that came out from him. Let's celebrate Canada's Flag Day or whatever, right? I thought he said Fag Day when I first read it. But Flag Day, he's that as well as far as I'm concerned. Having said that, I tweeted back a response to him. I said, the only celebration we're going to have is when you're swinging from a rope for the treason and the genocide that you've committed against the people in this country and worldwide. Okay? Pay attention to how Justin speaks there, right? The UN's there to protect us, right? It's this dog and pony show constantly. It's out there. And you saw that corrupt little SOB, Doug Ford, that maggot standing right behind him. Two guys that are looking at ropes for treason for what they've done. That's where this needs to go. And I really don't care if it's in the legal world or the common law world. That must get done. These people must be held accountable for the genocide that they've caused. Do all of you out there, if you're police officers watching, not recognize your friends and your family and your fellow officers have been injected with these biological weapons, and a lot of them have got myocarditis now? Do you forget that? Oh, we'll just turn it to, I got to pay my mortgage. Forget your mortgage, okay? You need to take these people down, and you need to do it soon, okay? Because if you don't do it, well, I tell you, the people in this country are going to rise up. And as you're going to see in a video I'm going to play shortly, there's more of us than there are of you. But let's just keep going on with it. You've got Justin Trudeau's little lie platform there with Ukraine, and then here's a woman in the United States, and Majorie her name is. She's being interviewed quickly in a hallway by a BBC maggot reporter, and she basically tells them how it is, and I love her.
Secretary David Cameron says that you should vote through funding for Ukraine. What do you say to that?
I think he tried to compare us to Hitler also. And if that's the kind of language he wants to use, I really have nothing to say to him.
Well, he likened you to an appeaser to Hitler in not voting through funding for Ukraine. Are you an appeaser for Putin?
I think that I really don't care what David Cameron has to say. I think that's rude name-calling, and I don't appreciate that type of language. And David Cameron needs to worry about his own country, and frankly, he can kiss my ass.
But do you think Putin's the good guy in all this?
That's how you talk to those reporters, right? Yeah. David Cameron, he's another maggot that's going to swing from a rope. They're all in part from the society. Boris, Cameron, all of them that have been in that position of prime minister, right? They are all on the take, and they're all involved, as far as I'm concerned, in massive pedophilia once the truth comes out. So let's continue on here. You've got that going on, but then you see what France is doing now today. This is being ramped up now because they're losing control of the narrative. So they've always got to push back, just like they do in Canada here, with this bar, this private society threatening people. If they don't do X, Y, and Z, then we're going to lock you up. We're going to fine you. We're going to take everything from you. Well, it's coming to a head, people. Just take a look at this, the massive threat that France is making now.
New law passed in France. Opposition of the mRNA injections as a sectarian aberration equals up to 3 years prison plus 45,000 euros fine. A new criminal offense in France could in future land people in prison who encourage people to withhold appropriate medical treatment, according to science. The law was pushed through the National Assembly on Wednesday. Critics call the law Article Pfizer. Without much attention, a law was passed in France on Wednesday that could criminalize resistance to mRNA treatment. Anyone who advises against mRNA or other medical treatments that are obviously suitable for treatment based on the current state of medical knowledge can in future be imprisoned in France for up to 3 years or receive a fine of up to 45,000 euros. Repression against medical critics. It was a hard-fought issue, but the Macron regime ultimately got its way. Article 4 is central to the new law, which was first deleted but then reinstated. This creates a new criminal offense and criminalizes the request to stop or refrain from therapeutic or prophylactic medical treatment, as well as the request to use practices that are presented as therapeutic or prophylactic. This means that any resistance to mRNA treatment, and other corporate medical methods, can be criminalized in the future.
There you go, people. And the bar is all involved in this, right? Never forget that, right? All those people in that chamber there, they all deserve a rope around their necks, right? This is what they're doing. They're trying to threaten and intimidate. And that's what blows my mind is we have this incredible, collective that has gathered these incredible farmers in the EU, and yet they can't seem to understand to take their tractors and just show up in your cars, your motorbikes, walk there, whatever it takes, and start kicking in the doors of these people, right? And bring them out. We don't even need a jury right now to show the massive, again, it would only take a few minutes to prove the lies that they've been doing. As you see the man repeating there, based on the scientific nature, you're not allowed to not only ignore, you can't say anything about the mRNA or this whole system that they've unrolled, but if you refuse to put these treatments on them, they're going to hold you accountable in every which way. That's why it's very important that we stop this, okay? I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but for people out there that aren't aware of what's going on, you need to wake up. This is a great man here. Just have a look at this, right? I love these guys out of the EU.
I would like shortly to warn our people from upcoming danger for humanity. The World Health Organization wants all countries to sign an agreement on handing over the authority to declare a pandemic, procure vaccine and drugs. It would be healthier and safer for humanity to sign agreement with the Colombian drug cartel. They know all about drugs for sure. During the COVID pandemic, World Health Organization only told lies. It should be declared a terroristic organization. They lied. That is a new and known virus. That is possible to make an effective vaccine. That the vaccine is 82% effective. That it protects against serious illness and deaths. That all, of course, were foolish and lies. Today, World Health Organization is more dangerous for humanity than World Economic Forum. Thank you.
That's what I mean. We need thousands of people like that are in these service corporation capacities taking out this evil. Okay, great man there, love him to death. I wish we had someone like that in our country. We don't have that. Okay, don't kid yourself. Not Pierre-Paul Olivier, not Jagmeet Singh, not definitely Justin Trudeau, and not Theresa May and her little single party there of herself. right? Or Derek Sloan, right, from his party or whatever. There's another tool of the whole bar system, right? Money, 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 instead of taking down these people that are creating all this enormous wrong and harm. They wear the black robes. Don't forget that, okay? Let's continue on, because we cannot forget what they did when they sent out these injections, right? People were given the evidence right firsthand, and they just seem to forget about it.
Package insert that we see with any vaccine. When you open the box, next to the vial you find a package insert that has information about what the product contains. And this is a typical vaccine insert from a vaccine that helps protect against meningitis. It's a more traditional childhood vaccine. And the other label that I'm going to show you, the other package insert, came from a box of mRNA product. So vaccine that was brought to the clinic for the purpose of giving that to children. And this should look the same as the other package insert that I showed you. But yet when we open it almost 2 years into this, we find that it still says intentionally blank.
There you go. Intentionally blank, okay? Like I said, we cannot turn away from this evil, and I saw something this week. Many of you may have already seen it. If you haven't, just be prepared. This is absolutely disgusting and revolting. I believe this happened in Spain, okay? They marched these children down the street, all dressed up in pedophilia outfits, right? These are little boys. Have a look at this. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm speechless. I am truly speechless. What the hell is wrong with people? They're all standing there like this is just some sort of normal thing going on a parade. That's what I'm saying. Mankind is... We've gone off the edge, people, and I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it back before this thing... Like, it doesn't get much more rock bottom than that. It really doesn't. Very upsetting stuff that's going on. But I don't want to leave people with those types of things before I start playing the FLFE videos. I want to share some hope that's out here. And watch these farmers, right? How they get rid of these police. They completely push them the hell out of the way, and they get their tractors in there, right? That's showing you the strength in numbers, but you need to be quit pushing tractors around. You need to be pushing indoors. You need to be going and getting your hands on these people like Macron and all these other maggots around him, all these people ahead of the judiciary, all these people ahead of these crown agents acting as lawyers, crown attorneys, right? They are all looking at a rope for massive genocide and treason that they're involved in and blocking. Never forget that. God bless these farmers. I love them with all my heart. Have a look at this. There you go, people. That's how you do it. Did you see a gun fired? Nope. They just grab these people by the scruffs of their neck and they push them the hell out of the way. There's more of us than there are of you. And people in law enforcement better pull their heads out of their ass real soon and wake up and understand what's coming. Okay? It's coming, the truth. And by the time it arrives on your doorstep, if you have not stopped what has gone on, you are going to be looked at no differently than Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford, and all these other maggots. We, the people, are not going to tolerate this anymore in our world. The truth is coming, and I trust and every one of you out there that is hearing this, you better recognize it, because if you don't, it's going to be too late by the time the people show up at your door to push you out of the way and into that public courthouse, and we're going to hold you all accountable for treason. All right? That's where this is going. God bless those guys. So I want to play something here before I'm going to play the FLFE videos next here. This is very, very touching. I want to leave it on a very positive note. Have a little look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful video. Again, when you understand our Creator, you know, all these incredible creations in this world, we take so much for granted. Every single breath, is a gift to us, that we just don't recognize the beauty of this connectedness and how this body was created. And then also the wildlife, the trees, the animals, how everything is in sync with each other. And everything yet now today is being unsynced, I guess you could say, through this technology, through the chemical spraying that's going on in the world, through the pollution, through the radiation, through the massive, it's not just, mankind that's looking at an extinction level event here. This is a global extinction level event that we're looking across all spectrums of our world, from food to people to the mammals to the wildlife. It's got to stop. But this is a beautiful moment. A man here was dying in a hospital, and his elephant that he trained all his life came to say goodbye to him. Very beautiful. That's what it's all about, people. That's why I'm here, right? That's what the fight's about. It's the fight for this world, and we cannot allow this evil to take us out, right? If we had the compassion, the understanding, the awareness that these incredible animals that walk this earth had, we would have a balance, and we would have a beautiful world. So you're all here for a particular moment right now in this world, and it's up to you, okay? I'm one guy. You see all that I do. You can do the same. All of us can. We've got to find our way into that courthouse, people, one way or another. Okay? It has to happen with law enforcement and with the military. And again, if I had a couple 100,000 people, I wouldn't care if I had the police or not. I wouldn't need them. Okay? You saw what the farmers did. We would do that at the public courthouse, and we would get the warrants out for their arrest. Okay? It would all be done lawfully, peacefully, courageously, and more importantly, with love. Okay? I'm going to play a part one here of FLFE here tonight. These are short little clip videos, and then I won't be back at the end, but enjoy these. I'm so grateful for everyone being here with me this evening. Hopefully you didn't get too snowed in. First little bit of snow this year, everyone's freaking out or whatever. It's like, it's ridiculous, right? I remember when I was growing up, we used to have snow that was like 5 feet tall outside of our home all the time, right? Playing, and then, it was just, no one was fretting, well, another day of snow, oh well. But it seems today, oh, snow's coming, and everybody freaks out. So like I'm saying, it's all this continual, perpetual conditioning and putting people in a place of fear and controlling every aspect of their lives. So know that you are loved. Know that the strength that you have within your heart, your mind, and soul, and the connectedness that you have with your fellow man in this world, whether you realize it or not, is the most powerful force in this world. And once we can hopefully tap into it collectively, which is happening now, we're seeing a collective of consciousness that is actually truly forming in this world, we will save this world. And that's why FLFE is so important. So it's a 4-part short videos that I've put up here. I'm only going to play 2 tonight. The other 2 are going to be uploaded in the 4 parts on my platforms after the broadcast this evening. So God bless Clayton and Jeffrey and everyone over at FLFE and Monica. They are an incredible group of people. I am truly blessed to have them brought into my life. Again, I have to thank Matt Hazen for that as well. So I hope you enjoyed those first 2 parts. Elisa let me know. She got all her shoveling done in her driveway tonight, so all the parts are up on all the platforms. I'll tell you, Lisa's a bomb. She's the boss, let me tell you. So I want to wish everyone a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. Never give up hope, right? We have to keep our feet on the ground here moving forward, and we will see this ship get righted. But there is going to be a lot of darkness that's coming, unfortunately. There's no way around it. But the key thing is that you are consciously awake. You've got your friends, your family around you, and you've got a support team once this rubber hits the road. And that's when it's going to be a balancing act for us to get into that courthouse with the military and the police and stop this if someone else doesn't do it before us around the world. So again, anything you see that the bar is doing, Don't count on that, okay? It is, on one hand, it's bringing at least attention to it, and maybe we can build upon that and show people once they're seeing what the bar's been doing, then remind them what the bar did the last year against everybody, okay? Blocking that they condoned this genocide that was occurring on our lands. So, on that note, I love you with all my heart. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and weekend, and I look forward to seeing everybody here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Almost the end of the month again. My God, where does the time fly? God bless and Godspeed. Thank you again for all your support with Masterpiece. It is a great, great, great time to be alive in this world. God bless.
And I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You've come to fight as free men. And free men you are. What will you do with that freedom? Will you fight? Against that? No! We will run! And we will live. Die. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom! Fine speech. Now what do we do?
Just be yourselves.
Where are you going?
I'm going to pick a fight.
Well, we didn't get dressed up for nothing.